somebody. I wanted to get on here today, and I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to talk about the title of this live stream. That's what I wanted to talk about first and foremost, is the title of the live stream. And the title of the live stream is I'm jealous. The title of the live stream is that I am jealous, and I say I'm jealous in a positive way. I say I'm jealous in a motivational and inspirational and encouraging way. It's not that I'm jealous because anything that somebody is doing that I don't have the capacity to do. I think I'm jealous because I see. Have you all ever seen somebody work so hard? You've seen somebody work so hard, and it made you feel like you're not doing enough of what you're supposed to be doing. You ever seen somebody work so hard that their grind really inspires you? Their hustle inspires you. Their motivation, it inspires you to want to do better, to desire to do better. I'm getting in my car this morning. Well, actually, I'm not getting in my car this morning. I'm actually in bed this morning, and I'm in bed and I'm scrolling through my social media channels, and I follow a lot of inspirational people. And the reason that I do that is because I want those inspirational people to inspire me based off of their work ethic, based off of the things that they are doing in their community, in their lives, in their work. I want to see what habits they have that are making them better. And of course, I'm only able to get a snapshot of what they're doing, but even in that snapshot, it can actually encourage me and it can actually inspire me. And I was inspired this morning by a gentleman that I seen. And funny enough, anytime I start to follow somebody, or I start to get inspired by somebody, what I do is I always go and look at the mutual followers that I have with this person. And the reason that I do this is because I try to figure out, man, who knew about this person before I knew about this person. And there were quite a few followers of mine that were actually following this gentleman, and he has, I think about 1.5 million followers on his Instagram. And I was just introduced to this person who has 1.5 million followers, and it's like, how can you just be introduced to somebody who has 1.5 million followers? Thank you, I appreciate that. How can you just be introduced to somebody who has 1.5 million followers? It would seem as though you would already know who this person is, but it wasn't the case in the situation. What he actually did was something inspiring. He went to a food truck and he told the guy at the food truck, I'm going to buy all the food here for the next hour. And he went around Brooklyn and he was saying to people, hey, go to the food truck right there. I'm buying all of the food at this food truck for the next hour. And he was going to different homeless people and he was telling these homeless people, hey, go over there to the food truck. Everything is on me. And these homeless people, they just couldn't believe that this is what he was doing. What's up, y'all? They just couldn't believe that this is what he was doing. And this was something that I've always said, like, man, this is what I wanted to do. And I wanted to do it like on a grand scale. I remember a few years back where I saw a lot of mentors of mine, they actually took over a whole entire grocery store and they bought groceries for people, which would be phenomenal now because SNAP and food stamp being shut off, or I just got a message recently that is going to be extended for a lot of families that are going to be in need, particularly around this holiday season, which I think is phenomenal. But that was something that I always inspired to do, was to go somewhere and just buy out the grocery store and say, I'm going to take care of everybody's groceries for the next hour, or go to a gas station and say, I'm going to take care of everybody's gas for the next hour, or even doing what he did, something as simple as a food truck, and say, you know what, I'm going to spend a couple $1,000s here at the food truck and I'm going to support a business of a small business or a minority owned business. I'm going to support whatever business this is, and I'm going to buy this food out for the next hour, and that's going to get them some business, but then that's also going to do, great work in the community to be able to feed people who need food during this time, right? So what I wanted to do was something like that. And seeing this video this morning, it really inspired me to say, dang, I don't have the capacity to be able to do that right now, but wouldn't that be nice if I had the capacity to be able to do that? And what is it going to require from me to be able to do that. And in order for me to be able to do that, I obviously have to go out and I have to do more work. I have to do more business. I have to get more contracts. And I can't do that if I'm sitting here in the bed. So I got out of the bed. I saw somebody that was doing something and it inspired me to go out and work. The other day at a juvenile detention center, we talked about feelings. And in talking about feelings, we watched a couple of different videos. And in those videos, I asked them after the video was over, what did that make you feel? A lot of those videos that they said, well, this made me feel inspired. This made me feel encouraged. You see how videos can change your mood. You see how music can change your mood. You see how the things that you hear, the things that you see, your environment can change and have an effect on your mood. What does your environment say about your mood? Your environment determines what your mood can be like. And so sometimes we need to change that environment. A lot of times we can't change that environment by the people that are around us or by where we live, just because we don't have the financial capabilities of doing that, or we're not in a financial place to be able to change our environment. But we can always change what we tune into. What you tune into, you turn into. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to surround myself around things that were going to inspire me. I think a mentor of mine on social media said, social media exposes the truth of who we are. So if you go on your social media and you're not inspired, if you go on your social media and you see things that don't inspire you, you see things that are negative and toxic towards your growth and development, well, it's because you engaged with these things. It's because you participated in being a part of these things. You like these things, you commented on these things, you shared these things, you interacted, you spent out, you spent a minute or a second on these things, viewing these things, and that's what they tend to feed you, is what you tend to engage with. And so that's the reason why your social media looks the way that it looks. And so I got up out of my bed and I started walking, and then I got downstairs and I started to see a guy that I show videos to my youth all the time. His name is the Wall Street Trapper. And Wall Street Trapper is somebody who you ever see somebody that's working so hard they make you feel like you're not working hard enough, even though you busting your ass. You working, you grinding, you doing you doing as much as you possibly can, but you see somebody else that's working so hard and make you feel like you're not working hard enough. And that's what I see when I look at Wall Street Trapper. I'm like, yo, this man is making me feel like I am not working at all. I don't understand how I'm feeling bad. I'm working. I'm working every single day. I'm putting out content every single day. I'm doing my videos every single day. I'm not taking a break. I'm literally engaging and interacting, and I'm like, dang, bro, why is it that this dude is working harder than me? Now, he's one of those people who doesn't just that doesn't just show you the results of his work, but he actually shows you what it took, the progress of his work. And that's what I love about him, is that he doesn't just show you the result, he actually shows you the process of what it looks like to do this work and what it looks like to be tired. And so like he's building this thing called the Freedom Center. And the Freedom Center, if you guys don't know who the Wall Street Trapper is, I'm going to encourage you, find him on social media. He's probably the most active on Instagram, but what's up, Rika? Find the Wall Street Trapper, and he is someone who will inspire you, who will encourage you. Follow his other page, the Freedom Center ATL. Again, one of those people that will inspire you, that will encourage you, and honestly make you feel bad about yourself. How can this guy who is a millionaire over and over and over again still get up and work as hard as he works? He doesn't have to work this hard. He could keep his money all in the stocks that he's invested in over these years, and he'd probably be good for the rest of his life. But for some reason, there is still something that is calling him to continue to work, that's calling him to continue to push. And it's one of the things that I love about him, is that I see the work that he's doing, and it inspires me to continue to do the work. It inspires me to continue to get smarter. I see the books that he's reading, and he's picking up these books, and he's just wanting to read more. And I'm saying to myself, man, I got to get better at reading. And so I found a book that actually teaches you how to get better at reading. Go figure. I found a book that teaches you how to get better at studying. I found a book that'll teach you how to be a better student. They always tell us that we need to do certain things, but they don't necessarily tell us how to do it. They give us a problem, a math problem. They tell us to solve the math problem, but they never give us the formula. Imagine being given a math problem, never being given the formula on how to solve that math problem. How would you even solve it? How would you even solve the math problem that you're given if you're never given a formula on how to solve that math problem? Same thing in life. They tell us that we got to be successful. They don't tell us how to be successful. They tell us that we got to go to college. They don't tell us how to go to college, because going to college and knowing how to go to college are two totally different things. They tell us that you need to study, but they don't tell us how to study. They tell us you need to do all of these things, but they don't tell us how to do these things. And they expect us to be good at these things. And when we're not good at these things, they're mad at us because we're not good at these things. Your girl, your husband, your wife, your man, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, they tell you that they want you to love them the right way, but they don't tell you how to love them the right way. They expect you to know what's wrong with them instead of them telling you what's wrong with them. And that's one of the things that I got a problem with, is that I got a problem with us not knowing how to do the things that we should know how to do. I got a problem with it. We should know, we should be taught how to do the things that we're supposed to do. And if we're not taught how to do those things, somebody should teach us how to do those things. That's the reason why I picked up this book. This book talks about learning how to speed read. And I'm like, what? You can speed read for sure. And the issue, one of the issues with reading is that we can only read to the level of the words coming out of our mouth, or the level of the words that are being processed through our mind. But what he teaches in the book is that he teaches that our mind actually processes words faster than our mouths can speak. Our mind actually processes words faster than our eyes, faster than our minds. Faster than our eyes can see. So if you go through the words, all of the information in the book is actually being transcribed and processed through your mind. You just have to put certain provisions in place in order to make sure that you retain and recall the information. So there are a couple of things, and I'm actually about to do a video about this. You guys will see this video soon. I'm actually about to do a video about this, but how do I get better at reading? What are the things that I do in order to get better at reading? Well, there's a couple of things that I do to get better at reading. Because I'm a person who has an active mind and my mind functions better when I'm active, there are a couple of things that I do in order to make sure that I know what I'm reading, I'm retaining what I'm reading, and I'm comprehending what I'm reading. Yes? Okay. The rent thing? All right. You can open it. Uh-huh. So there are a couple of things that I do in order to make sure that what I'm reading is learned and that it is felt in the mind. So here we go. So number one, first thing that I do is anytime that I'm reading, I always have to have a highlighter next to me. If you're a reader, you need to have a highlighter next to you in order to highlight key parts in the book, key moments in the book. Now, this works better for self-help books, for books that are actually teaching you something. If you're reading something like a novel, I would probably highlight important facts about the characters. I would probably, highlight important things that are transitions that are happening in the scene, important conflicts, ups and downs with certain people. That's the first thing. The second thing, because I have an active mind, one of the things that I do as well is I walk and I read. It's difficult for me to sit in the bed and read. I'm not one of those people. It's difficult for me to sit on the couch and read. It's difficult for me to be stationary and read. So one of the things that I love to do is I love to be active when I'm reading. So I'll pick up my book and I'll go for a walk outside. If I can't go for a walk outside because it's raining or it's too cold, I'm going to go for a walk in the house. I'm going to stand up in the house. I will pace in the house if I can't walk. It doesn't matter like how far I'm walking. It just matters that my body is up and I'm not stationary, because I do so much working. If my body is ever stationary, the moment I'm stationary is my body is going to tell me, yo, Jeff, it's time to shut down and it's time to go to sleep. And that's not what I want to accomplish. I actually want to do the work. The next thing that I do as well, I get on a bike. And so if I get on a bike, what up, man? Ask the question. I see you. So if I get on a bike, I have a stationary bike in my house. And so I'll get on the bike in my house and I'll just ride. And after about 25 minutes, number one, I'm getting in a real good sweat. But then also I'm not only getting in a real good sweat, I'm also keeping my mind active. And while I'm on the bike, I got my highlighter in my pocket. So when I go through an important part, I'm highlighting, I'm highlighting, I'm highlighting. So there's a couple of things that you can do. You can walk and read, you can pace and read, you can you should highlight, you can ride a bike. If you don't have a stationary bike at your house, go to the gym. Go to the gym and just get some cardio in, and take that book with you. Go to the gym and read while you're at the gym. Another thing that I do when if I do find myself having to sit down somewhere, I am going to have a fidget spinner. Go online and get you a fidget spinner. Go online and get you a fidget spinner and use one of these while you're sitting down and reading. I use one of these while I'm sitting down and reading. And because my mind is active on another topic, active on something other than the reading, it doesn't make me want to fall asleep because my mind is stationary, yes, but my mind is still active because I'm spinning my fidget spinner and I'm playing with it and I'm doing these things, and I can just concentrate because it helps me better because my mind has to continue to move. My mind has to continue to be on the go. The next thing that I do, every chapter that I read, I have an electronic journal and I write a book report essentially for every book that I read. Every book that I read, every self-help book that I read, I go through every single chapter and I write down the important parts of that chapter. Whatever I highlighted in that chapter, all of those are going to be written down. Once all of those are written down, I take the transcript of everything that I've written down from every single chapter, and then I start to put those things in place. I start to practice those things because I don't want to just read the things that I read. I actually want to implement them because there's a reason why I picked this book up, like the 12-week year, for instance, the Alchemist, for instance, Rich Dad Poor Dad, for instance, How to Win Friends and Influence People. All of these books that give you things and topics and ideas that you have to do, and or things that you should implement into your life. I want to make sure that these things are a part of my life. So the best way to make them a part of my life is to actually write them down, another recall tool, and then after I write them down, what I do is I do a book review on those things. And a lot of times, sometimes I'm doing a book review for other people, but mostly the book review is for myself. Another way of recalling the information that I'm obtaining. And so I get to go through this about 4 times. So I get to recall it once because I'm highlighting. I'm going to highlight the important things. I get to recall it twice because I'm also writing down the things that I've highlighted. I recall it a third time because I'm also going to create a book review on that thing and I'm going to post it. And again, this doesn't have to be something that you have to post for everybody else, but just post it on YouTube so that when you're driving in your car or you need a recall of something, you can actually recall that information and it'll come back to you because there are certain chapters that I want to make sure that I'm able to come back to at any point in time. And these are ways and strategies that I can use. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you, Bree, for the likes. I appreciate you. These are ways that I can recall. And then the final way that I'm going to recall is I'm also going to do an what did you say? Oh, I got a question. Reply, dog. Listen, I got to make my point first, bro, and then I'll get there. I'll make my point first and I'll get there. But so after I do the book review and I post the book review, what's good, Poetry Business Network? What up, yo? After I do the book review on YouTube, I'm going to post the book review on YouTube. Not only that, I'm also going to do an Instadoodle video. The Instadoodle video is going to be a micro sized book review. It's going to be a shortened book review that's literally going to highlight the most important parts. It's not going to, so I highlight and I get the important parts, but the Instadoodle video is going to highlight just the most important parts. Like if I had to summarize this book in 5 sentences, what would I do to summarize this book into 5 sentences? What up, Chris? What up, Kitty Sway? But so again, recall techniques. If you want to get better at reading, recall techniques. Number one, you're going to highlight the important parts of the book. Number two, you're going to write down the highlighted parts of the book. Number three, you're going to do a book review of the book. And then number four, you're going to do a summary, a shortened summary. If you had to summarize this book in 5 sentences or less, what would you do to summarize this book in 5 sentences or less? And so that's how you get better. That's how you get better at reading. Okay. Oh man, no, I didn't want to do that. But so somebody asked it like, what do I do if I'm reading at night and I'm tired at night? If you're reading at night and you're tired at night, chances are you're not a morning person. I'm sorry, you're not a night person. Try like you got to figure out what works best for you in reading. Again, the book Limitless that I'm reading right now. I highly recommend this book. This book is going to teach you, like we talked about. They tell you that you got to get better at reading, but they don't tell you how to get better at reading. Another tool that you can do is listening to music. Listening to music while you're reading. You know what I'm saying? Just use ChatGPT. No, ChatGPT not gonna give you the information, man. ChatGPT not gonna help you to understand the information. I'm trying to understand and retain the information, big dog. But you right. You can definitely use that to get it. Um, you know what's crazy is that a lot of times I don't like reading all of the stories that they put in the book. I just want the information. I don't need the stories. I don't need to be convinced by reading somebody else's story about how it worked for them. I already believe in the value of the information. That's the reason why I'm reading the book in the first place. So I would love like to just get to the information. And I've noticed that even when I've tried to like input this stuff into Chat GPT to just give me the important information. Chat GPT left out a lot of those little nuances that I felt were very important after reading the book. And I'm like, Chat GPT didn't say anything about that. So the best way to do it is just to speed read through it and get the information yourself. I mean, honestly. But so if you're not a night person, don't read at night. You got to figure out when's the best time for you to read. I know for me, reading at night is very challenging if I'm not active. So if I'm reading at night, that's when I got to be on a stationary bike. If I'm reading at night, that's when I got to be on a treadmill. If I'm reading at night, that's when I got to pace back and forth. If reading at night, I'm not going to be able to sit down and play with the fidget spinner. That's not going to be enough for me. My body has to be active and my brain has to be active. And so what I need to do is I need to continue to stay active. So the best way for me to stay active is essentially to kind of do the things that we talked about. Music likely a distraction. Love it. So the type of music that you listen to will be a distraction. So what I did is if you're on the YouTube channel, I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you go to my playlist that says Study with Backpack Jeff, what you'll actually find is lofi music. And lofi vibe music is essentially music that will that doesn't play sounds, but it's kind of peaceful and it kind of sets a mood for you. So it's like jazz, but it's not jazz, right? It's upbeat hip hop, lofi vibes. And so what I do is I listen to this. I don't listen to this one. This one's not good. I like to listen to something like this. Again, keeps my mind active. I can read to a little beat in my head. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on YouTube, go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to the Study with Backpack Jeff playlist. If you go to the Study with Backpack Jeff playlist, you'll see everything that's over there, and it'll be real good for you. It's one of the things that I love. One of the things that I've created, and one of the reasons that I created it was because I found myself listening to it all the time. And I said to myself, man, I might as well just create this playlist for myself, because not just for myself, but create it for other people, because I think this will also help other people who feel like they have ADHD, whether you're diagnosed or self-diagnosed, it doesn't matter. These are the things that help me as a person whose mind works better and functions better when it's active. So that's what I do, man. I do that in order to help me read. But I'm at a point now where I'm actually going back and rereading books, because I highlighted a lot of stuff in those books, but I didn't do the book report, or I didn't do the book review. And so I want to make sure that I give each one of these books an opportunity, a space for doing a book review. And so that's essentially what I'm going to do. So, man, it is 9:25. I appreciate y'all. Our Pomodoro time is over. 25 minutes on. We're going to take a little 5-minute break. I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Thank y'all so much, everybody on TikTok, Rika everybody over here that is on the Instagram, everybody else over here on the YouTube channel. I'm your favorite cousin backpack man. Take this, take what I've talked about, what we've talked about this morning, and use this as breakfast food for thought. I will see y'all next time. I am starting on Monday. I'm starting my residency at the Parks and Planning. Starting my residency at the Parks and Planning as an instructor of financial literacy. I cannot wait. So if you're in the DMV area, pull up on me. The flyer is posted on all of my social media platforms. Man, I get an opportunity to talk to these young kids about entrepreneurship and financial literacy. I'm your favorite cousin backpack. I'm gonna see y'all at the family reunion. Peace.